Hello, my gorgeous Washaya wellness warrior. First of all, I would love if you could breathe with me for a minute. You don't even need to do anything fancy. Just let your shoulders drop. Allow your jaw to release. Allow your stomach to soften for the first time today. I know what it's like to move through the world with your whole body braced, like there's another deadline, another expectation, another performance review of how womanhood should be carried out. And if I were being really honest, which this podcast is all about, sometimes the scariest part of leaving the corporate world isn't the leaving part. It's the moment where you unclench. Because when you've lived in survival mode for years, the moment that you decide that you want to become softer, that's something that feels dangerous for you. It feels like you won't be able to keep up, or everything will fall apart if you stop gripping so tightly. And I just want to sit with you with that realization and truth today. I want to be the friend that tells you the thing you are already feeling in your bones. Your nervous system is exhausted, and it's not your fault. For so long, you believed that being tense was the only way to stay safe. You believed that staying on was the only way to be taken seriously, to be valuable, to be worthy. You trained yourself to ignore tiredness and push past whispers from your womb. You trained yourself to be the good girl, the reliable one, the woman who knows how to get things done even when she's running on empty. But the only thing that is fueling her right now in this moment is adrenaline and a tiny spark of hope that things get better in the environment that she's already in. But you're waking up now, and you're noticing what it feels like to actually be inside your body. And that's what this season is all about. It's not about pushing the boundaries of productivity. It's not about reinvention. It's not about launching or announcing something straight away. This season is all about giving your nervous system permission to thaw out. You know how when you come in from outside and it's really cold and your fingers hurt because of how cold and frosty it is, but then as you come in, because it's a lot warmer and it's familiar, your fingers don't hurt as much and they warm back up. That is what this process is. That's what it feels like. Healing from corporate burnout doesn't look glamorous. It's the process of feeling again. And I'm not gonna lie, the emotions that come up can come up explosively. they can be fine one minute and not the next. But this is part of your journey, and the important part here is to witness how you're feeling, ask for help when you need it, and then begin to move forward with the knowledge that you have. Your body has been carrying stories of deadlines, meetings, excess pressure, performing consistently, and people pleasing. She has been holding on to every moment that you pushed through when you needed to rest. And now she is finally whispering, enough is enough. It's time for you to close the door and come home. And however long it takes for you to answer that whisper, when you do, when you actually begin to slow down your breathing, when you unclench your stomach, when you unclench your whole body, when you sit down for the sake of sitting down because you want to, your system doesn't quite know what to do with that information. It wants to tighten up again, and it wants to go back to what it knows. And although that's uncomfortable for you, it's familiar. Survival mode is familiar, even if it is painful. But here is the soft secret that I want you to feel today. Your body does in fact remember how to be well. Underneath the tension, there's a deep ocean of knowledge that knows exactly how to recalibrate so that you can feel the way that you would like to feel. You don't have to force your healing on any day or in any moment that doesn't feel right for you. It can wait. All you have to do is stop interrupting the flow of that communication. Corporate deconditioning is really just remembering that you are a human being before you were anyone's employee. And that includes you being your own employee as well. It's remembering that rest was never a reward. It's a moment where you get to remember that your womb and womb space are not a storage cupboard for stress. It's remembering that you don't have to earn every single breath. And to get there, your nervous system needs so much space and safety. And this space and the reminders that your body, your womb space, your emotions, all the things that are bubbling up, the reminder that all of these things are safe with you and that you are safe. It's not just for the sake of ticking off a self-care checklist. It's so that your body and your mind have the space to sort through the things that are important, the things that need to be let go of. All of this space and safety is there for you so that you can reset. That is why you have got to a point where you are craving something different. You're craving slowness. That's why your body is feeling heavy whenever you wake up. That's why your thoughts feel foggy. That's why your spirit baby might feel quiet right now. And that's why your creativity feels like it's locked behind a closed door. It's not because you are failing, it never was. It's because your body is done running from itself. I would love for you now to imagine something with me. Imagine that you're lying on your back in warm water, the kind that feels so comforting, like the softest silk, and like you're being held by something bigger than you. And all you are simply doing is floating. You're not trying to swim or fix anything or problem solve. That is the energy that your nervous system is moving towards. That is the frequency and vibration of serenity. It's a soft calibration. It's a soft recalibration, a slow unwinding. You don't have to get there all at once. You just have to You don't have to transform overnight. You just need to feel one wave, one layer at a time. And when you step out of corporate conditioning and that box, your spirit starts to ask you questions like, who am I without deadlines? What do I actually want? Not what I was taught to want. What is my natural pace? What feels nourishing? What rhythms does my womb and womb space move in? And when these questions bubble up to the surface, you might feel a bit of resistance or a sense of, well, I don't know, I've never thought about it like this or had this much time to think about these answers. In this process, you may feel guilt as you are resting and contemplating these answers. You might feel as though you're doing something wrong whenever you say no, and you may judge yourself for slowing down. But all of this is just leftover conditioning. It's not who you are, it's who you had to be in order to survive that environment. Sound check, okay. What I want you to know and what I want you to feel is that your power doesn't come from what you do. It comes from you just existing as you are. It comes from being. And burnout is one of the clearest signs that your body can give you that she is clearly ready to live differently now. Burnout isn't anything to do with being a failure. It's a boundary that's been crossed too many times that your soul refuses to tolerate anymore. It's where your system has its own built-in protective mechanism. It's your womb and womb space collectively saying, we're not going back into that cycle. And thank goodness for that. Because this next chapter of you requires space, softness, and actual breathing room. Your intuition gets louder when your nervous system softens. Your connection with your spirit baby gets clearer when your internal place your connection with your spirit baby gets clearer when your internal pace slows down. Your creativity expands when your body feels safe. And your womb space become so magical as your magic wakes up when the noise calms down. Everything you want, the baby, the business, the relationship, the identity shift, becomes a lot easier when you are no longer operating from tension. The beautiful part of this season is that you don't need to turn your healing into some project with deadlines and key performance indicators. You just don't need to do it. You don't need to track your process and your progress when it comes to this part of healing. You just need to keep choosing and deciding that softness right now is more important than survival. And as you'll come to notice, the softness is your key to not only surviving but thriving and being in a space of overflow, abundance, and welcoming in others into the varying spaces and atmospheres that you are wanting to be a part of. This is where you choose rest over rushing around. It's where you also get to choose how you feel over making your emotions seem performative. So you're not feeling for you. You are feeling or hiding how you feel due to the perception of how others may see you. And every time that you are choosing the softer, more embodied option, something in your system rewires. Something in your womb and womb space lights back up. Something in your heart opens. So if you're here, listening, curled up somewhere warm, wondering why your body feels like it's falling apart and coming together at the same time, this is why. You are releasing the old version of you that was shaped through and by hustle culture. You're stepping, swimming, rolling, and sashaying into the version of you that is shaped by your soul. And that transition is going to be magically messy and soulfully sacred at the same time, while also being a little bit uncomfortable, but equally, if not more, liberating. And all this gets to happen either in isolation or all at once. It all depends on how your journey decides to unfold, and you are also a part of that too. So I invite you now to just allow yourself to anchor into this episode. Allow yourself to breathe deeply and allow yourself to be held by the slowness. You don't need to earn this softness or this ability to be soft. You don't have to do hard things in order to be softer or to welcome that softness in. You came here to this podcast episode because you know that things get to be different, and your nervous system, your womb and womb space, your spirit baby, if that is the particular path you are on, and your entire lineage are here exhaling with you. This is the season where everything releases. This is where you get to return to your own breath and body. Welcome back. You are safe here. Thank you ever so much for spending time with me today. Until next time, I will see you soon.